Well, this one appears to be just a little off, but that would be a decent matchup nonetheless. However, yes, ENCE on one side and, well, it will be Winstrike on the other. Your eyes are deceiving you. You are actually not seeing the right thing. It's not us, it's you.
Yeah. There we go.
That's much better. Okay, so win percentages on map here. We could talk about strong sides and T sides and this, that, and the other. Do we have a good matchup in terms of where it fits like puzzle pieces, or are we talking like some bullheaded stuff going on around here?
I think we have a very competitive matchup. The fact that Winstrike have played it 20 times the past 3 months tells testimonies to what Sean was saying, is that they feel very comfortable on Dust2. They did have a few problems during the CIS minor on closing out the games. They did lose 16-6, 16-9 twice to Avanga. That said, though, they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this major. So I think it's a map that they've been working on. And given the fact that they already played it 20 times the past 3 months, it's one of those where they feel very comfortable.
Yeah, and this is a map where World Edit is going to have to come up big for Winstrike. I mean, I'm sure they have multiple ways to get him openings on Dust2, because like Jacob said, they have played it way more than any of the other maps. So this is something that they're experienced on.
Well, the experience is going to have to carry them. World Edit also having one of the coolest in-game aliases I've personally ever seen. Don't know that that's going to help his case here, but if we start to talk about the Winstrike team, getting this far into this stage has to be a little bit comforting for them. Obviously, it's a long road for both of these teams, but for Winstrike, I think the success is going to taste just as sweet.
You know what I'm looking forward to see? Nobot going up against Sergey. We often talk about Sergey being this new young prospect, maybe a guy that can challenge Ro4 for being one of the brightest talents within the scene right now. But Nobot is a guy that really had a breakthrough throughout the CIS minor. He's a solid player. He's very young. He's very aggressive. He has some sick skills. And he had some sort of sixth sense for the game when he was playing throughout the CIS minor. Always backstabbing, always finding the right situations and capitalizing off them. So ENCE needs to be aware that that is a guy they have to take care of.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, actually. When I watched Norbert at the CS Minor, I was very impressed. And I think it's his actually first year in the pro scene.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so he's actually come along very far, but he has not had that success so far in this stage. The Challenger stage, he's struggled significantly with, and I can't say the same for Sergey.
And these numbers might indicate some of that struggle itself here, Sean. I mean, you make a pretty good point. Sergey being that young Finnish prodigy, and I think I've heard Natu talk about him to no end, being the future, being what it is to be a Finn, and he's certainly showcasing it each and every matchup here. We're about a minute away from the match itself, but when we look at these two pound for pound and we kind of factor them into what are the two teams of Winstrike and ENCE, guys, I'm going to have to start asking for some win conditions. Almost time to get into Dust2.
Nobot is the win condition. If he's not stepping up his level from what we've seen so far, I don't think Winstrike stand a chance. He's the hardcore fragger, he's the hardcore rifler. He needs to be able to go toe-to-toe with a guy like Sergey. Otherwise, they're going to be pound for pound outmatched by ENCE.
I think Boomich and World Edit have to have big games. Boomich has been their top performer the entire event. So if Winstrike desperately need to win this Dust2 map, in my opinion, and those two need to come up big.
Well, they're going to have to come up big, and you can come up big yourself over there on your favorite social media channels. That's right. I need to tell you, and actually, I want you to get involved and get activated over there using hashtag IEM. Tell me all about your day and how you enjoyed it watching this here Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Major of 2019, because we brought out some bright and budding stars, not only in the server, but outside of the server as well. We've got our commentators ready to get us into this matchup. We're going to Dust2, and it's going to be Sadakist and Pinry G.
You wouldn't know it, Henry, but we did makeup today to be on camera, but yeah, you never know when you're going to be on and when you're not going to be there. So I look pretty just for you. Really, I want to do it on Valentine's Day, but a day late.
You already gave me my present last night, Matt. You don't have to do anything more. We will get into Dust2, the first time we've seen it. Over 20 maps played so far. It's finally happened. My favorite map to cast, and we've got some great teams on the server as well. Buckets of talent here. ENCE will be starting on the CT side against Winstrike here. It's a scrappy map. It's fast-paced, why some of the top teams don't like to play it so much, because it can be tricky, can be spawn dependent, and have some power plays in there with your picks at the start as well. Let's get into the pistol then, shall we? We'll see what happens here. It is going to be Norbert with the smoke, and Boomich as well. They've got Molotov. This will be tactical as they head towards lower B. B split's very common in this approach, and 6-7 will be challenging towards that lower position, and somehow his teammate Alexi B will be finding that first pick. ENCE have full control of the B tunnels. That split's going to be very difficult indeed.
Difficult indeed. The first time we've seen Dust2, and Norbert, he's showing off some skill on it. He's got the first 2 kills. Quick's going to add 2 more. Looking very good for Winstrike so far. I thought that ENCE was the favorite coming into this personally, but they made a good point at the desk. I mean, Winstrike's played pretty impressively, and they've got some experience on this team. Boomich especially as well. He was excellent yesterday. He was, I think, the player of the day in terms of stats. Quick's got a 3rd one, and they've got the first round.
That was actually Very well held by Winstrike. I didn't think they stood a chance. And you can see the reaction from ENCE. They read the situation well. They detected the B split coming through. They had control of the B tunnels. But Norbert, the player Pim wanted to see step up. He gets 2 fantastic frags upon entry. Quick comes in as well. And it looks like it falls apart very quickly. Even though ENCE had an understanding of the situation, look that they're ready to hit their shots, which they usually do. They've got so much skill within this lineup. But Winstrike will be picking that one up, and it looks like we'll have a scout purchase by Sergey in this second round, at least. As we'll get into it, here's the replays of the Glock action. X7 there, unable to find the back shot, as now we get into it. So just a scout so far, and it looks like we've got a bit of a technical issue. A headset off there on the Winstrike side. We didn't get much chance to discuss ENCE's possibility here. Dust2 for the first time. I think most people have got them in as a shoe-in for the next stage of the tournament, and this would be a great opposition for them, you'd think, on paper.
On paper, absolutely. No, no question. I favor toward ENCE on paper, but again, Winstrike does have that capability, as all CIS region teams do, to be super aggressive, to certainly hit op shots. It seems CIS has a wealth of op potential, I'll call it. Not necessarily consistency. James starting to be more consistent, that's for certain. World Edit, we know he's gone off in the past. Getting a little older now, getting toward the end of his career. Had to play more of a subdued role under Blade as the in-game leader of Flipside. But yeah, ENCE was one of the teams that I think I would have, well, in my mind, I had them at 3-0. Them and Energy, they were the two that, so got one of them right at least, but not ENCE.
Well, this is the best of 3. Whoever comes out on top makes it to the next stage. And certainly the favorites here, but Winstrike have proven themselves to be a decent team here. As you mentioned, the CIS teams always seem to do so well at these majors. It's bizarre. We don't see more of them throughout the year. And I can confirm it's the sound issue on the server right now. The most common problem, usually the easiest to fix as well. So hopefully it'll be underway momentarily. Norbert's purchased an AK-47, as you can see. Everyone else waiting for things to be sorted before they make their purchases on the T side. Now, looks like they'll be up against a force buy. Sergey's already got the Scout, and presumably his teammates will join him with pistols and SMGs. Scout, obviously, has to hit the headshots to find the one-tap kills, but if you can do some damage as they cross over towards the A side, for example, get some tags in and soften up the opposition for your teammates with their pistols, it could be enough. So Sergey, one of the youngest players at the tournament, 16 years old, second youngest, Broland's number 1.
Yeah, Broland, I think Fnatic's still like in the top 8 oldest teams at this portion as well.
It's
and he's 16, like the average age, he's dragging them all down and it's still not enough.
There it is. I'm interested to see if Sergey will actually challenge middle, because World Edit, he has an option here. Does he take just a PG-50 this round in armor and get Orb out next? That's an option for him, but might not be the most intelligent one, considering if he survived the pistol, maybe that would be an option for him if he had armor. Just get a PZ-50, get the Orb out early. We'll see. Sound issue. I'm trying to keep up with the chat on the server, see what's going on. Just a sound issue. That's all we've got right now. As the players there on the Winstrike side, Boomich in the middle. Some great performances from him throughout this tournament. Some of the names you might be familiar with. Waylander, played at plenty of majors himself.
That's right. The iconic casting call back. Wow. Actually, this puts in perspective how long he has been at majors for. The Columbus qualifiers. I would have thought it was more recent than that he really broke onto the scene, but it has been since early 2016. The famous, infamous, legendary casting call by Thorin was, he's got LAN in his name. Let's see if he's got LAN in his game.
That's pretty good.
That's why he's the best caster of all time.
Well, there you have it. Confirmed.
Number 1 analyst, number 1 historian, number 1 caster.
It's number 1 man in general.
Number 1 ginger.
He's definitely got that. Well,
not a lot of competition.
In CSGO, no, actually. Surprisingly.
Harry, GG.
Oh, there you go.
To an extent. He's he's like a strawberry blonde.
Exactly. Well, Scout's still there.
You're more of a peach.
Thank you so much. I've been working on it. So I'm seeing if the boys are going to purchase up a tool. Looks like We are going to slow things right down. It's probably the fastest map we have in the pool, and it's come to a grinding halt here.
I like how they're on your screen. I can see them disco dancing on their own logos
Yeah.
right now. It's kind of funny looking.
The end sprays on the ground.
I do want to point out that in terms of similarities, I've been matchmaking. For those of you who are familiar with Lando Norris, who now is a McLaren Formula One driver, he was formerly a PUBG player. He got into Counter-Strike, and I noticed when I was playing with them, because they asked me and I thought it'd be fun, and they only play Dust2 and Mirage, and I got thinking about that. Yeah, that makes sense, right? They're very similar maps. They're cookie cutter. You've got a direct mid. You've got 2 approaches to the bomb site. If you look at them, they're basically a cross, right? You've got your bomb sites in either corner, spawns in the middle, big square.
It's essentially a classic Counter-Strike map where you think of it as a figure of 8, loosely. If I bring up this thing for you,
Yes,
you
exactly.
can see this is like essentially a figure of 8 with the access to the bomb sites and a middle area, which kind of brings it all together.
Cache would be the third one that has that very defined middle. So the point I'm bringing up is that the first 2 maps are Dust2 and Mirage, so we do get some similarities in those maps. Obviously, Dust2 plays a little more loosely. It's about picks on 2 choke points. Mid, obviously, is pretty aggressive, whereas Mirage is a little more smoke dependent, but you could see the approach being similar on the 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why Mirage is so prevalent these days, because it has that very, like you said, cookie cutter playstyle everyone knows how to do, but it doesn't have the kind of looser variables that Dust2 has, like the mid pick and crossing can be an issue, and spawn-based gameplay, which can allow lesser teams to get opening picks because they've just got lucky with the spawns. Their star player got the long spawn, 5 times and a half, and got that pick. It does have a random element in that sense. But back, just to touch on that, like back when 1.6 and Source was out, the rotations of spawns used to be every 4 rounds you could track the spawns. So if there's someone rush B on round number 1, you're only going into round number 5, you could say they're going to have that spawn again. You could kind of set up accordingly, doing their spawn, and there was an in-game laser skill to have a pen and paper and write down every time they did a strat or a rush. Okay, if they got long and he picked it this time, he's going to have that spawn in 4 rounds time. I actually like that element of CSGO. I felt like it added another layer to it. Also, I guess it does add some luck into it as well. You might have that spawn where your star player gets it, and it keeps happening over and over again. There's arguments on both sides, but any random elements in esports in general, I find a little bit difficult to comprehend, but still, that was my favorite system.
If you're going to have RNG, make it be not a byproduct of the game in terms of that being RNG and not intended and can get some benefit. Make it be an actual feature, kind of like a Battle Royale does, where RNG is literally part of the game.
Sure.
So yeah, or I guess supposing Dota and skills and League of Legends, etc.
But that was just a really nice layer to the game. I thought it made things a little bit more dynamic, perhaps because you had to keep that going in your head as well, just working out where they're going to go, where they could be. But hopefully we're back into where I'm seeing headsets go back on.
That goes the other way as well, because it doesn't necessarily suggest that they could be aggressive. Let's say your star player gets the op spawn toward long every 4th round. It also means they're going to be further away from B potentially every 4th round. So you likewise know you could push on the defensive side, and you're going to be there. The timing's going to favor you that round.
And you can start the mind games as well. You can just think, they're going to think we're rushing along at this point. They're going to stack 3 players there. Let's just go into a B split straight away and catch them out. So lots of fun to be had with that setup.
You can definitely overthink that though, right? When you start stacking on that, there's no guarantee just because they have the
That's
spawn.
what was so fun about it though. Just trying to work out. It's just the call I want to make right now, as I know they're thinking the same thing. Oh my goodness. So we are 1-0 here. This is the final best of 3 of the day. You have arrived at the first map, and we've had the pistol round. That went in favor of Winstrike after a commanding B split. Was very successful, found all the frags after losing the initial one. Winner of this particular game will go through to the next stage of the tournament, the new challenges, or new legends I think it's called, sorry. And hopefully with the fist bumps underway, we should be into the game as well. You can see them actually getting ready there. We haven't seen the buys come through. There it is. Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for the delay. And hopefully this game will make up for it, because it should be a very good one and lots of eyes on ENCE. Want to see them perform. A team that did very well at the minor. Cruise through now with a couple of scouts, and we'll see if any damage is inflicted as we get into it now. Ariel goes down to 41. It's Boomich using that long spawn with the rifle. Might struggle here, players around him. What's Ariel up to there? Low HP Corp facing backwards of a smoke out. A little bit odd.
X7 backs off after spotting and trying to do some damage lower. Ariel gone now means that they can comfortably take approach toward the A side of the map, or anywhere really at that point in time. They know they've got the advantage on weapons, but they've got to be careful of Alu. He's already picked up the scout at this point in time. Long range headshot potential to Pit, and exactly that. Bye-bye World Edit.
Yeah, that's destruction. This is the CT spawn smoke towards the ramp. Much more effective than the crossover smoke.
I'm going to suggest, and I do really like this smoke, I'm glad they opened that up in this version. If you have a scout or you're going against a scout, don't play an angle that's already... Oh, I'll get back to that. Pistol's doing all the work. Alexib, 7, both finding on the cross. You said it was more effective. They still managed to get through it. Kvic's going to have to do it all. Gets Alu down on top by Goose. They're still picking him apart, though. He's down to 28 after, I think, what, 3 shots landed at range from the pistol?
It's more effective. You need that presence as short as well. Because if you just all go long, then they can actually push in front of the smoke, play short as well, and you're actually in a bit of a nightmare. When you have that long control, ideally they want to fall back towards short, but they can still bring this back. Boomich doing everything he can now, and it comes down to the 1 versus 1. One deagle bullet could have made it happen.
He hit him. Got him to 10.
Okay, so 2 then. So you hit him down to 10. But yeah, ideally, they got the long control. They got a pick. You want to go back into your default, get up towards short, then use that CT spawn smoke, confirm the short is clear, then you go for the cross, and it'll make things a lot more interesting and promising for the CT, for the T's.
It was an interesting corner smoke because it caught them all off as well, the one that countered off of it. So Boomich gets 4 kills. That's a recovery. Point I was going to make is when you know you're playing against a scout, Pit, when you play Pit, you're always just going to be showing a headshot, which means Alu already knows that angle because muscle memory and, let's face it, crosshair placement. He's done that shot a million times in his life. A scout's a headshot kill. Why not try and just play an open off angle that the crosshair placement's not going to be there and go for the miss? That was, to me, all day, Alu was going to hit that headshot. Yeah, well, that's what he does best, but unfortunately, it doesn't translate to a round victory. 1 versus 1. And unless you win the round, it's not that useful for you so early on because you're taking a full eco now where you won't do any damage and the terrorists can recover their money, hopefully with a clean round on their side. So 2-0. And it should be 3. Winstrike, strong star here. The analyst said they consider this to be their best map, the team that is. Maybe not so much on paper from the CIS minor. Waylander swinging back out. Norbert's going to take the charge. He's going to take the lead again. The pistol's doing damage, though. Second round in a row. They've already made it very costly for the T's by getting 4 kills in the last round. Nearly get 2 this time. 7 HP for Norbert. 2 HP for World Edit, but 4 stay alive. Every time I say Norbert's name, I want to say Norbert Haug.
Who's that?
Don't worry about it, because it's a racing reference, and I know you don't like those.
It's not like I don't like them, it's just they fall flat with me.
He's the former Toto Wolff.
The what?
The former Toto Wolff.
Oh, that.
The head of Mercedes Petronas AMG Motorsport Division.
Wow. Now we're all getting educated on that as well. It's all here on this broadcast. That's the long smokes coming through, right to the corner. And he'll be quick to actually try and make his way through at this point. You can see his objective just to get towards the pit. His teammates bombard the area with flashbangs. Ariel and Alexi B have done a great job here with the Orcs. I thought they were done for. Usually if a player gets in the pit like that, he's going to find a kill, but their aim speaks for itself, and it's going to be a 5 versus 2 very quickly. And that's exactly what we talk about Dust2. They took the long spawn and was like, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do here. Trying to get towards that pit, but the CT's able to fend them off. And now it's up to Norbert, who will be smoking towards the short position here to block vision from the snipers. Auto sniper out for Sergey. Let's see whether this can be effective. I haven't seen anyone deploy one of those on Dust2 for a while, to be honest. Doesn't really lend itself to this map. And a couple of kills come in response. How they've been given up, I don't know. That's very odd in a 5-on-2, but there it is. Normal will be dropped. It's just 1 player remaining now. Boomich on the sights. No bomb to be seen. But still, damage being done. There's the auto sniper. I'm fascinated to know.
4th round auto sniper.
Yeah, if that's something they're actually leaning towards, whether it's a misbuy, you do not see that weapon purchased very often. It can be an option, but not seen very often.
Well, not to mention that early. That's a super early time to bring it out. It's a very costly weapon, and you don't have an established economy as of yet. I do want to point out that we've had 2... Okay, one of them had 4 players stay alive, but 2 of them were severely hindered and weakened in the battle. 2 rounds where the pistols were extremely effective, and then the first gun round being very convincing for ENCE. That suggests to me that with guns, things are certainly going to start to lean in their direction. But things can change and adaptations can be made. First and foremost being that Winstrike this time, for the first time, will put more pressure toward the B side of the map. Bomb goes back out toward mid. World Edit tagged by this Sergey auto sniper. He's going to hold it. He's going to keep using it. If he's got it for questions otherwise or not, he's going to make the best use he possibly can from it. In fact, excuse me, that was the AUG that found him. I was going to say, that was a random bullet if not, but he got him through from CT, and Alexib will continue to push through. It's Boomich, Waylander are both going down. World Edit, they've found, so far, just 2 kills in both gun rounds combined.
Norbert now, with no bomb. He has got some flashbangs. CTs don't have the challenges at all. He finds the auto sniper. He's just throwing it out of the map. So no one gets to use it. That's kind of ruining the fun for everyone. But there we go. He gets rid of it. Cheeky little spot to actually dispose of weapons there. So they won't find the auto sniper, but I dare say that might help them out. I don't really want to see that being used too often. Double orbs for me on Dust2. But maybe they can prove otherwise and show me how it can be done. Yet to be impressed by the auto sniper in today's game. It was quite viable in the early stages CSGO, like 2013, 2014. A lot more experimental play with that weapon, but not really used these days.
Yeah, there's a couple situations. I mean, if you have a lot of money, overtimes with 16K or round 15 or 30, whatever it is, with a ton of money.
You know what? That's one of those weapons. If that gets a price reduction, I bet that would come into the game.
Absolutely it would. No question. You think about, I've seen it used many times at quad on cash too, where it's just like they're running out of main and you just bang, 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 done.
Yeah, Train, Mirage, like loads of smoke execution maps, that's where it does its best work. But yeah, if it had a slight price reduction, maybe it's actually part of today's game. Right now, the ore being cheaper and how good it is.
I saw a thread and I thought it had to be a bit of a meme. A joke. I don't know why we call everything memes now. Can things just be jokes still?
Indeed.
That the AUG needed to go back to whatever it was, the old price, 3,500, 3,400?
3,300.
3,300, that's right. It sounded like the way they worded it was like, see, I've already forgotten, but they basically worded it as if to say like, oh, if it was this, it would be a lot more balanced. And it was as if it was like a new player who didn't know. No, actually, that's what it just was. Yeah. I was like, that might be a really good troll or a really bad post. I'm not sure which. Norbert's looking pretty sick with the Deagle. He's got 2 already, and they've got a 1-man advantage inside of the site. They'll throw the bomb across because Alexib is outside of the doorway. And if he catches them crossing over, they don't have guns, he starts to cause a little bit of pandemonium inside of the site. It's not guaranteed that even goes down. So now that it's planted, Alexib's holding, knowing that he's going to be in the back corner, but an AK picked up from the man who's already found 2 kills. And look at this position from Quake. That's a tough angle to find. Ariel did very well on the AUG. In fact, gets out of it with 50 HP. That could have been much worse with a headshot aiming downward. Norbert, though, still doing work. He's got 3 kills. Alexib's got 2 in return. World Edit on his own. But 2 players low enough, susceptible to the pistol. Not when Alexib slides in with a USP. And it's hold on.
They do. Got a little bit close for comfort there. The fact they get so many kills considering the scenario, but it will be a successful plant and keeping ENCE modest there. And we start to close the gap at this point. Winstrike, will they be buying up the next round? We will find out as we continue here. Winstrike will take the timeout. You can see they've actually got enough cash for a decent buy here. This is going to be working out what they want the World Edit Orb, and it looks like Norbert will have to drop it. He's got the most cash right now at 6.5k. And World Edit would drop an AK in response. But the double orb setup comes out now. Alu. So many highlight moments throughout his career on this map. See if he can start creating that magic once again. Sergey will be joining him. Young boy wound up. The secondary orb responsibility here. 3-3. There's the buy. Norbert has got the AWP for now. So anyone can use the AWP on Dust2 if they get that long spawn. You can do it with an AK, but the most powerful approach is whoever gets the best spawn. Doesn't matter if they're an AWP or not, get them to have a go and see if they can open things up. And that's what's going to happen here. I assume Norbert's got it, yes. So he heads over to that position. He's got the AWP of the squad, but he's got that spawn, and this is why. You go for that shot, and most of the time you hit it, to be honest. Like, it's actually quite an advantage to get the long spawn of an AWP, but that time slightly flashed goes in between 2 of them.
AWP still up on catwalk, looking to drop. That's a fast position to play it from. So Sergey is on the AWP now. Maybe that's what he intended all along. Boost World Edit from mid. Clean line of sight to catwalk. Smoke coming in from that trajectory as well. Should suggest that he's up close. If it's bounced from far, it's kind of a similar angle, but it would go a little deeper. So they'll be ready if they want to take Cat to check that at least. But as we know already, they've fallen off that position, and the rotation went exactly there where they nearly got the shot through the doorway at mid. Alu scurrying back into position once more. He'll find himself a home on top of it. In fact, take that back. The ledge, he's going to go aggressive. I was going to say in the sight on the boxes, but he went way beyond that. Catches out Waylander, falls down once more. No one chases. Not even going to bother with it. Double smoke, wrap to quad. They'll get deep inside of the site. Not quite. Alu still has enough vision. They're not as far as they wanted to be. He pops up from the ramp, finds Norbert, and he knows. Definitely knows that Boomage is inside of the corner already. And he knows as well that you can hacks there because he told Get Right famously once before. Hasn't gone for the wall bang just yet, but he is still waiting on the ramp. The problem is he's lost long. Somehow he is quick to find that exact man to turn to his left. And on top of that, he finds his 4th kill on Boomage.
There he is. That's what we wanted to see. Alu of old with the AWP hitting absolutely everything on Dust2. You just love to witness that in person. Great stuff. He looks so calm. Excellent, excellent work there with the AWP. And it's why I like casting this map so much. This is where you really get to see the true skill of the AWPers as you see him just so agile, so aware as he holds up, checking every position and angle, and they take the lead. They lost the pistol, but it's ENCE 4. And Winstrike 3 are missing a man at this point as well. Boomer's tried to run down, and he'll be removed from the equation. Alus is getting in the zone right now. He doesn't have to take these picks. He doesn't have to keep challenging, but he knows he's hitting all the shots at this point, so he wants to be part of the action, as Sergey will be there as well. Both orbs towards his mid doors, and the bomb's dropped. Alu wants to get another 4K here by the looks of things. He's got 3 so far. Can he finish things off and get 8 kills over 2 rounds? Sure, it's against pistols, but that's I always make a point of this. Star players and AWPers, especially getting lots of kills, it just gets them in the zone. It gets them feeling confident, and they start taking more aggressive picks, and that's when they really start to put on a show.
I saw chat spamming 2015 Alu. If you think back to 2015, when Dust was more common in the pool, that was another one of his staples.
Yep, absolutely.
Inferno now is the one map that we're like, okay, this is Alu's territory. Here we are on Dust2, and he's showing off exactly what he can do yet again.
And World Edit is a good sniper, but for me, he is one of those AWPers I don't rate that highly because I know his skill ceiling is very high, but we rarely see it, in my opinion. Like, over his career, totally. I think that's been the problem.
Yeah, I do think a lot of it had to do with, well, you and I talked to him at a WESG qualifier in Ukraine once, and we said, man, you're playing so sick this event. You've been so off lately. Why? He said, no blade.
Yeah.
That was to suggest that blade is exactly. So you'd think he'd come out of that cage again, but so far he hasn't. And they're being put back in a cage, back to bed. Get inside the kennel, you bad girl, because they're getting slapped down inside of middle. Crossfires everywhere for ENCE. And it's another round that's going to go their way with all 5 alive, 6-3.
6-3, an emphatic style as well. This is looking rough for Winstrike. Supposed to be their best map, and their pick so far not looking good. The power of ENCE is back. Yesterday they looked a little bit off, I have to say. Wasn't that impressed with their performance, but this is more like it. So far only lost the pistol. Ever since then, it's been all systems go. Double orb setup. The power of Alu and Sergey combined is something to behold. We'll see if they can maintain this now. Maximum loss bonus, of course, for the T side, but still not enough to buy. I think we need to see a bit of a partial investment here. Oh my god, that shot from Alu there. That's wild.
This is epic. I love seeing Alu play.
This is why I like Dust2, because you get to see the most of the AWPs, and I think that's like, for me, that's the star role, because it's like you can get the craziest sequences from the AWP and the best clutches. So we'll see. Oh, long spawn, is it there? Not quite, actually. So might even go for it with a lesser spawn, but just going to be focusing. I'd assume an Xbox smoke comes in here. They'll try and get up and plant for sure. That's the most. They've missed the smoke, I think, unless that's the CT one.
All right, confidence is definitely instilled at this point.
See, that's why you want him getting all the eco frags. That's a nade. Touchdown. Does like 200 damage there. Okay, well, that will hurt. That's going to sting. And their chances of planting now limited at best. But it's all about getting the bomb down. That's all they want to do. That's it.
So Alexib this time is going to be on the ramp where we've seen Alu's success take place before. He, notably, has changed it up. He's gone more aggressive to long. Still on the A site, but more traditional with the car location, if you will.
Oh, dear. More damage.
Good timing on that Molotov. Yeah, these guys are just getting eaten by utility. Has a bullet even landed at this point? I think it's all just nades.
Oh, Alexi B surely going to mow them down at this point. His objective, stop that plant.
Very smart positioning. I'll come back to that. Very small detail, but makes a massive difference, and it's going to continue to make that difference because Alexib's going to find world. Okay, he found him. Yep, not the way he wanted to, but it's a 1-on-4.
Alu wants the jump shot.
Yeah, he's going for everything, isn't he? Okay. Oh, Ariel got it. All right. I thought he actually hit it. I was like, this is just utterly insane. The fact that Alexib actually watched CT he knew that Alu had an AWP already watching if they wrapped around up above. So by watching the drop, that's the one position that can get really close to Alu and actually take the op and render it useless on A. So normally what you see is the CT player play that, or someone will swing toward Goose and the guy at car watches the drop. They did it the other way around. They brought the AUG down the ramp and he just covered a crossfire. It's pretty cool.
So, up against double AWP setups, what you need to start doing is segregating the map. World Edit really gets to show. If he gets taken down here, it'll be kind of embarrassing, actually. He gets 2 shots on the CT. It's a massive advantage for the T in that position. And Alu is playing really ridiculous Counter-Strike right now. He hit that shot, they're done.
He actually hit,
what is
that
going
wasn't even
on?
a pistol. Sergey hit him with an op. He could have easily pistoled him, which most sensible people would have done at that point in time. He keeps the op out and hits that anyway.
The AWPs are doing exactly what they should on Dust2. But the fact that Alu's like so fired up and going for every pick, it's terrifying to be against him right now. And like I said, World Edit, he gets 2 opportunities there. He's got the advantage of T spawn. Looks like he was panicking a little bit, couldn't hit the shots and still peeking. Should have got the hell out of there. Let the CT win the battle. He goes down with the 3rd peak of the CT. And Sergey made him look like a bit of a cart horse there. We're going to be getting into the 1-minute mark. 5-on-3. Still possible to win this. Waylander, he'll have the AWP now, and he actually has a chance at the shot here. Looks like he's aimed it perfectly, and he'll blow off the head of Sergey, leaving 1 player in B. If X7 gets nothing here, they can still win this round.
It's... Oh, that op. It's right outside the door. He got lucky to shoulder bait that. That's playing with fire, and he's now completely blinded as Boomich gets inside of the window behind him. Alu, though, still finds Quick through the smoke.
How has he done that? So we have different graphic settings to him. You can actually have a sliver of a gap when you're jumping down to CT, but still very, very impressive. And it will be Boomich now, 3 versus 1 with Alu low, though, and an AWP up. There is a chance the bomb's getting to the halfway points. He has to do a lot of work here. He's got 1 flashbang, not the greatest position. If they flash over and it's taken together, there's the flash. Doesn't actually get him, but they'll nail the shot. This is what we've come to expect from ENCE. All 5 players looking deadly and coordinated.
Yeah, absolutely deadly. There's no question about it. Now, you say all 5. 6-4-6. Ariel, X7, Sergey. Alu and Alexib combined for 30 at this point. 14 and 16, respectively.
Insane. Bomb got planted, at least.
Doing the math on that, those 2 players, Alu and Alexib at 30, is more than the entire team of Winstrike right now.
21, right?
26.
Oh. You're right.
Math way wrong on that one. Sorry about that, but it's 26.
You're right. I did.
You just left 1 player completely out.
I just didn't look at the top. Okay, well, there you go. Anyway, moving on. AWP is out for World Edit. And at this point, I want to see the long crossover smoke. I want to see a long take of the corner. Let's get an area of the map under control. Stop doing the defaults, getting absolutely torn apart. Let's play a much slower game and use the smokes effectively. Alu's just getting free. What's World Edit up to? I don't know how to explain that one. By himself in middle. No smoke down towards the doors, and the orbs are just ravishing them right now. I can't think of any other way to describe it. They just look like they're out of their depth. And now they have to try and recover this. So there should be Xbox smokes down. There should be flashes towards middle. We shouldn't just have full access to a kill like that.
So the area going to go deep.
Oh, it locks quick in.
Out. Well, you know, good point. From their perspective, pushes him out of the cave, locks them in toward his opposition, which is certainly frightening. The fact that the smoke had so much life left on it, though, he can actually get back away without being spotted. Meanwhile, if they hyper-focus on that too aggressively, they've got to be careful still from Catwalk. This is a smoke that I often talk about, and I'm glad to see it back because you can force the opper so far down and away from the A site. Now they pretty much have to play retake.
Well, this is better. They've actually got the bomb down. They're understanding what they have to do to remove these orbs, but it's a little bit too late. That horrible kill at the start has left them at a huge disadvantage. It's a 5-on-2. Unless Norberg goes absolutely ham here at the AWP, they've got no chance, and Lexi B not slowing down at all. Boomich with the AK, no utility again. Nice shots, he's got lots of skill, but they would have to do something absolutely unbelievable to win this round. They've got the pistol, and so far, nothing else. They need to take a timeout, slow it right down, and start thinking, why are we not using the smokes that are designed to take AWPs and snipers out of the equation? Let's go for a long take with 2 smokes on the corner of long. Let's focus on the pit. Once we have long controls, get our AWP there, go back towards shore. Let's do a B split. Let's do anything right now that's going to stop allowing Alu to get a pick in the first 10 seconds of the round, because that's happened almost every single round since number 4. That kill is disastrous for them.
And you can tell they're considering doing something about it right now as well. They've used 3 out of their 4 timeouts, and we're still in the first half. That's concerning. I'm glad, I commend them for using them. They need to make adjustments right now, but if things don't start to clean up soon, they're going to run out of time to do it.
I agree. Maximum loss bonus in their favor. Frag certainly not. Well done at 3 and 11. Like I said, star Ro4 at times and at others missing in action. Waylander 1 at 11. The one kill he's got is that AWP pick up towards the B window. That was about it. They're going to take the long spawn here. Waylander the challenge. And taking so much damage here. He is flash beyond belief. They're so... Oh my god, they've been absolutely owned. They can bring it back. There's a low HP player in the pit, but 3 kills coming very quickly. So there it is. 3 on 2. This is salvageable now. Alu with control along. They'll boost the player up. How do they get back into this? They are locked in by X7, but oh, he times it. Oh, actually, he's fine. He's actually confirmed they're still there at least. He might be there just as they come out. At least get footsteps at this point. They're making a lot of noise. They go towards T-spawn. He's got all the information. You'll see him turn around any second and go for a kill.
He may just let them go by. He may just pinch them back in this way now as well.
Well, he knows they'd have them turn around. He had them run all the way across. So they'll be waiting in B. This is a done round unless somehow they crack open the B site.
The fact that he doesn't chase it as well means they can't go back out. He has them no matter where they go. Being in suicide at CT has all the information, so... Smokes toward Alu. Played up close, interestingly enough, but they'll smoke and then nade back off. Here we go. He stayed there. He never moved. X7's still just in suicide, and there they come out middle. They did look his direction, though, but he still found the shot on the AUG. Should be aware that both are there. Boomich picks up the bomb, tries to desperately go through mid. Sorry, man. They know exactly what you're up to.
Yeah. It's up to Boomich to try and get the plant for the next round.
Ooh,
he actually gets the plant.
Good movement under pressure to get away from that.
Yeah. This is all he wants to do right now. Get that bomb down. With the max loss bonus, they have another buy off this. He still has a slight chance of winning. That doesn't make it easy, though. The incendiary's perfectly placed. He has no cover now, apart from Goose. Low HP himself. He'll probably get this kill on Alu, but he's waiting for his teammates, and he still nails the shot. Alu doing a great job there as he finds his 17th kill. And we'll see Winstrike give the round up again, but it will be ENCE on double digits. It's been a fast half. It started off quite slowly, but here we are. Alexi B and Alu have not lost an entry duel, 8 out of 8. Now that's pretty impressive.
Insane. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Winstrike is now up to a combined 30 kills. That's what they were at last time we talked about it. There's 36 between the two of them. Absolutely dominant so far. 3 smokes to work with on the Winstrike side, along with the AK-47s. They're going to toss one out now at long, back turned. Corner smoke already in effect. Quick took damage, but didn't go down. He almost does to the nade. He's on 29 HP, and that's before they even established position at the pit. You want to talk? Your hands up. I can see it.
I was just getting
you in the back, sir.
I was just getting ready to tell you. So now this is actually long control. This is what we call that, right? Now you can actually do a default. You need to get that long control first, then you can fall back. You ideally want to have short presence, so they need to get that as well. Otherwise, Alu's just going to take them all down. We'll see. They get right to the mouth of the crossover here. Actually undetected for now. Alu's there. There's the smoke, and let's see what he can do. He actually looks a little bit uncomfortable himself. They might be able to take him down here.
Alu, this time, not quite going to have the same results. He's tried so hard to hit the close shot. They're not expecting a presence from Waylander on top of Catwalk. Only his 2nd kill in this game, but it's a big one because it's now allowed the bomb to be planted, and Catwalk is secure for a moment. They're going back to check it. Sergey's down below. 7 hits this shot right now, and okay. He knows he's in there, so he's just getting desperate with it. Problem is now he's got to reload 2 guns. He's got to be very careful, and Waylander's actually going to sneak in behind him. Oh no! He didn't know he had to reload? I'm sorry, if you've got 2 kills, that one's a set stone kill, and you give that up?
They lose this
They're
round
going to lose the round on this.
No.
All right, Quick's got it. Goodness me. It's one thing to be slightly off. It's another thing to be so off that you just forget about what ammunition's left in your gun.
Yeah, you can see World Edit 3 kills, Waylander 2 kills. Those guys, they are not confident in this game. They've been absolutely rattled by the individual skill ENCE brought to the table. I feel like World Edit's one of those players we described. He needs a good start for him to really sink his teeth into a game. He's had the AWP a few times, had barely any impact. Actually, quick he's using the AWP now. World Edit is not feeling it at all. So, round 15. 10-5 isn't the worst half in the world. 11-4, you really wouldn't feel confident with their chances, though. It's actually quite a significant difference as we get into this.
Keep in mind, it will be 10-5, but it was 3-0 at the start for Winstrike, so it's the pistol that really got them there. Point still stands. 10-5's workable, and considering how one-sided all these rounds have been for ENCE, that's astonishing that if Winstrike get the second half, get the momentum, they could be back in it.
Well, this time, no early casualties. That was the main problem. Throughout this entire first half campaign, they would lose a frag in the first 15 seconds of the round. Sergey now needs to be very careful. If he unclips the scope, it makes his sound cue, and he'll be taken down by the AK right next to him. It's all about who will break first, who will give in and make their move. Sergey still holding that corner, and Norbert trying to work out if he's there. Nails it, Sergey. A lot of players are getting patient, just holding that same angle, but his patience pays off. 5 versus 4, aerial, smoke down the long doors, and he's actually comfortable there with the backup from Aloe as well. Wow.
Decent find. Aloe with one aerial.
So perfect. This is textbook CS.
Aloe again trying to spot out the cross, top of the site, boomage down. World Edit actually got a shot on him. Finally, the first time I think he's killed Aloe, considering that is your op duel on paper. And then he perishes immediately after 2 players nearly drop a 20 bomb. Aloe on 19, Alexib on 20. It is 11-4 for ENCE at half.
Absolutely. Winstrike are shrinking as ENCE seem to find kill after kill and knockout blows being delivered left, right, and center. Can they bring it back? I'm not so sure. We'll have to find out after this break.
Back with the second half as ENCE are absolutely dominating against Winstrike. They lost the pistol and the subsequent 2 rounds following. I thought maybe Winstrike was onto something because they have shown signs of impression. and skill throughout this 3-day event so far. It's a much longer event than that, as we know, but this is remarkable from ENCE. They've just been dominating.
A haunting stat has been pointed out to me on Twitter by a young man called Jackson Layback. This is remarkable. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my entire CS career. Winstrike, in that entire first half on their T side of Dust2, did 0 damage with utility. That means not a single HE connected, not a single Molotov ticked. And that just goes to show how disastrous that entire half was. How have you made so many tactical decisions that have gone against you that you don't do any damage of an HE grenade? The first half, 0 damage for 5 players. That's remarkable. That's got to be some sort of record. I'm not sure that's even happened before.
Do you want to know the scarier part about it?
Go on.
Winstrike picked Dust2.
This apparently is a good map for them. I haven't watched them on it myself, but let's see if they can pull it back on the CT side. That is paper thin car. You can see he's getting a
Shoot it
headshot.
till it explodes, boys. Light it up. I never liked Ford anyway. Waylander, he's going to try and avenge that. Quick going down already on this pistol, and if ENCE win this one, we go to Mirage next. That's their choice, and far more utility-based than this even. Look at this is incredible. Everyone's got a kill so far, except X7. Send him out and we get a team ace against Boomich. They are. He's already gone through CT. He's like, guys, I need my kill. You guys stay toward the bomb site. I'm going to wrap around. He might actually get a chance at it because Boomich has heard him. He's looking back, but Seven's not sure where to look. He knows he's probably on rotation, so he doesn't want to leave middle at this point in time. But Boomich is not going to play that game. He's not going to look down. He will now. Seven's got it. Team ace for ENCE. That just puts the epitome of the game on the board. They haven't used the timeout yet on the ENCE side. Things have been going far too smoothly for them as they now sit 12-4.
You tend to think this will be the end of Winstrike in this particular map. That's a nice little long take, and the wallbang towards the car was a nightmare to deal with. ENCE just doing everything perfectly right now. I said it towards the end of the first half. They are playing perfect textbook rounds of CS, like everything you want to see from a CS team in terms of communication, their chemistry, the skill. It's just all there right now. There's a little bit more insult to injury. Waylander does get tagged as he crosses, and Ali does a bit more than that towards Long. He takes some damage himself, but he's done his job now. They can actually gain access to Long.
Or let it standing on the corner. Gonna get closer. Doesn't seem too confident to really jiggle peek this like you might do otherwise. Behind the car, they just lit up. Let's see how that goes. Gonna get aggressive. 7. Oh. Yeah, pack it in, World Edit. I'm sorry. This one's just not your game. You're just gonna have to accept that one at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he's got an AWP kill yet.
Waylander as well, 2 kills. The 2 of them combined have 6 kills.
Yeah, that's just made to look very amateur against ENCE here. That's what I said. World Edit's actually had some remarkable performances on land, but you see them so rarely. If he's having a great day, awesome. If he's having a bad day, which is more often than not, it can be very troublesome for them. I don't watch a ton of their games. I'm just talking over his career, and since I've been casting, that's been my general opinion, and that seems to be the case still.
Ali on the flank, why not? Send him through B, he'll find
Low
2
HP
kills.
as well.
Low HP, three kills total, by the way, MP7, so money, baby, as you would say.
Exactly.
Haven't heard you say that one in a while.
I know. I was saving it for the arena, but you kind of ruined it now.
Oh, saving stats for the major.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's ruined. Don't worry about it.
Ruined fact, but I'm still believing in you.
I thought you were going to save that one for the final or something, but either way, we will go 13-4, and we're going to have FAMASes, Orgs, and understandably no AWPs, as that really hasn't gone well for Winstrike at all. ENCE might go for a B rush here. They're going to send a lot of presence towards the tunnels at least, but go against that idea. Norman's had to drop his smoke. He does not feel comfortable. It's a cheeky little one, though. You get that, and you get a bit of a one-way, as Alexi B will be going through the mid-doors here. Waylander's got himself in that one-and-done sort of style, and that's exactly what he gets for it. Norbert's the only B player there. It's a scrappy engagement, but he does get the kill, and 2 of them. They're back. He's got to fall back towards the side, though. ENCE have already got their way in, and Sergey clearing out the bomb site. Norbert peeks this. He's in a lot of trouble. He knows they're in now. That jump is quite intelligent. Molotov towards the window will allow a plant, at least, as they cross over.
Bomb down. Sergey the one to do so. Smoke redressed at the door. Lasts a heck of a lot longer and makes this retake a heck of a lot more difficult. But they've got the man advantage, and not surprisingly, they're going for the boost. Smoke on the door, try and see above it. Molotov to distill Alu. This is much better. That's how it should be done on a retake toward B, and they'll get the defuse for it.
Slight asterisk by that round. It's what we call the bonus round these days. You've got SMGs and faster approach, normally Hail Mary calls made at this point, you know, the CT utility low. This is where the game begins now. If Winstrike can do that again, start building up some momentum, then I'll believe they can bring it back. But that was against a very fast B split with MP7s leading the charge. So a lot of work to do. The bomb got planted, so there is a buy there for ENCE, and the AWP will be in the hands of Alu, who's got 23 kills. Alexi B with 21. Sergey just with 9, but when they're 13-5 up, there's only so many kills available. Alu's going for that B pick, normally looking towards a platform for just like that for anyone jumping up.
Flashback, Alu. Couldn't hold the angle, but will go back to it. Waylander's already found Alexib. Things starting to come to life now for Winstrike. Norbert reveals his location. He'll change it. Back toward mid again, it's Waylander. 2 kills for him in this round. He's up to 5. Catching world edit at this rate. Fantastic shot by Alu. Heard the flames coming. You've talked about that. The fact that it's an audible grenade.
Yep.
As soon as it's thrown, it's not like you hear it bounce and you think, oh, I can peek because there's a nade. You hear it the whole way. So the second it leaves his hands, he knows he can peek.
Yeah, a lot of people are not aware of that fact and how powerful that sound cue can be. But so far, so good for Winstrike. They do have the man advantage still. No AWP to their name, which could be a problem with Alu still alive, and Sergey has mid-control. Alu will try and crack open the A side. Sergey is checking that A ramp every now and then, confirming spawn is clear at least. They ought to probably assume there'll be some sort of presence towards the A side itself. They're going to set up smokes now. So sending them in towards CT spawn. And this could be a little bit of a fake here. Looks like they are committing, though, with the Molotov and jumping down as well. Actually going to go down towards B, and that's such a brilliant shot from X7. There's one player left in this site, Norbert. We saw him get good numbers before with the AWP, and he'll have to get at least a couple here. Oh, he misses out, but it's 8 seconds remaining. What a shot from Sergey. And still the response comes through. He can't win the round anymore as the bomb has been dropped. They would have struggled to get it down regardless of the time remaining. ENCE finally showing signs of weakness here, as it will be world edit encoding a couple of rounds in a row. 13-6, and should be an eco for ENCE at this point.
13-6 is not a bad scoreline when you consider the events of this game. So for the first time, ENCE are looking at an eco, but also with the momentum, they've got to get their backs off the wall and close out this game. 3 to go, and this would be a steal of Winstrike's map. AUGs aplenty, 1 AK and then the AWP. Waylander's trying to use the scope on his AUG to his advantage at mid.
It's that long pick we discussed. 1 AK, had the long spawn, might as well go for it. Alu with the Glock, ambitious. Wants to get out of that. I'm not sure the AK was recoverable, actually. It could have got blown away by the nade. So not much else will be done here by ENCE after getting that first kill. Horrible smoke towards short, but doesn't really matter. X7 just with the Glock, no armor. Not going to be a huge deal.
Waylander quick. We'll let it to find Alu. 7 to sneak into CT. That gives him 1 kill, but that's all they'll get toward the end of the round. They keep 3 alive. And now we find ourselves at 13-7. Alu sitting the high seat on 24 kills. Will not get an AWP out. He's only got enough for an AK, and they're going to go AKs across the board with the exception of Sergey. He's actually elected to go for the scout in this round.
They don't have to make this buy. I'm surprised they're going for it, to be honest. You're 13-7 up, and you're coming in with scouts and Galils.
I suppose 4th round bonus is the encouragement in doing so, but even then you kind of rely on the bomb plant. You're only going to get 2,900 and they don't have that much residual.
I would have taken a partial here, but we'll see what they can do. Sergey getting the AK previously, that's why he's got less money than the rest of them. This blue box, I feel like it's underutilized. Fantastic position for the anchor hold towards long and whatever. Looks like he'll hit this shot. That's more like it from him. Hopefully start to see a bit more of that because he was absent in the first half. That's much better.
He'll trade to his secondary angle as well. We saw Alu do exactly this. He's still, I believe, on the ledge. Yeah, he is. So he can drop off if he needs to. 7. Meanwhile, back over towards B. This is still a close game, score-wise. 13-8. You talked about it. Partial buy might have been a better decision now because next, if they don't plant the bomb, they'll be back to similar situation. Double smoke. This allows you to push out further in middle. You don't get spotted from window as easily, and you can actually swing back towards CT and split with Cat onto A, or hold for a lurk, which is exactly what Aerial's going to do. They have no idea.
My God.
Waylander's actually going to sneak in behind them. Aerial, he knows it now. Easy kill at that point in time, and he heads toward B. They want to overwhelm the player on the platform. It's Norbert, but Quick actually caught him as he wanted to go through the door, and Quick's going to close it by getting Sergey. As soon as Norbert knew that door kill was there, he got both at tunnels. That was well struck. Quick did everything to support Norbert there.
Yeah, he absolutely did. It got so scary for them. And Aerial was sat in that smoke. They had no idea. But with the boost in CD spawn especially, he just about shut down the threat before it went through the doors. If he got through towards the B side, the round was done. But they found him. It allowed Norman to get the double kill upon entry towards the B bomb site. And now they're back in it. This is more like you can see why they do play Dust2. Their CT side a lot more convincing than their T. Hence, after that, difficult buy will be onto an eco here. No bomb plant. That's why I suggested maybe just taking the partial in the previous to give themselves an actual fighting chance of getting the bomb down, getting a post-plant situation. Just didn't really have enough firepower there. Round 22, terrorist timeout. I'm sure that's where the coach gets involved and calms them down a little bit. They're still very much in the lead, but this was the reply from Quick just to shut out Aerial. The all-important kill because it allowed Norma there to actually focus on the tunnels instead of having to swing around. Xbox smoke. And presumably maybe fast down mid to catch Norpa out. Or a contact B play, but looks things good to smoke in front of the tunnels, flash through, and overwhelm.
Norbert's still on top of the platform.
So you'll see the smoke land in front of the steps, ideally. It trickles out to allow you to get out of the main choke point.
Bit late on the counter smoke. Already inside of the site. Evan's going to take down Norbert. They weren't quite ready for it. Alu's got the door. World Edit wants to cover the cross, but they've already got their bomb inside and planted. This is a chance. They've got 2 guns down, 2 AUGs picked up.
There's a smoke as well. They haven't used it. It's allowing World Edit to actually get close here.
That's not going to spread far enough. Seven's low, but it's not going to go that far. He threw it to the front side of the boxes, expecting that perhaps the planter was still there holding the door. You're right, though. That smoke should go down. Did he pick that up off of a corpse?
He did.
I don't think he's aware he has it then.
Well, that's gone now. He has burned to a crisp. He could have smoked, but it still could win the round off this one. Sergey with the 1 deke from hell. 2 versus 2. Time ticking away. CT's with the kits here, but Alu at the back. Looks like he might have done enough here, as Alexibi just has to come in and deny a full defuse here. He comes in. As long as he doesn't completely fluff this, he is absolutely fine. It's a B contact play there, waiting for the initial incendiary, because the problem with a B rush is these days the CTs, by default, will throw the incendiary in towards the tunnels. You have to throw a smoke to actually get through, and then everyone comes through in a grey screen. If you wait and allow yourself just to get past that initial utility, if you can then get the smoke in front of the tunnels, flash through, get that first couple of trades, and then you're actually in position. This is not easy. X7 did a great job there. Like we said, might have noticed he had the smoke, but that would have made things a bit more comfortable, but they win the round regardless, so it's absolutely fine.
And that gives them their 14th in doing so. Shot from World Edit. He gets aggressive on Catwalk yet again. He'll find Aerial.
He's getting there now.
He definitely is. He's going to stay put. He might get another. Lexid looks like he wants to stand up. Stand up and sit down. World Edit found him all too easily. Sergey and Alu left in a 2-on-4.
1 smoke. A Molotov available. But essentially a reset coming through. Molotov, quite a nice one to flush out this player Boomers. You had to make noise to fall back here. You can see how effective that is. Sergey knows he's on the other side of the doors now, but he gets back in position. Does he call for backup from his teammate? We'll see. It's World Edit watching short. Boomage goes down. They've got an access point. Surely they go together. Ali is watching middle. They have got time for Ali to come over. But Sergey has to do the heavy lifting here. Ali can go for a wallbang just before he runs around the corner. That would be cool, just to kind of take away some of the sound cues. Gets the kill. Like I said, they knew he was there after that Molotov. Taking some damage, but a slight chance of victory here. The problem is the time, with 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that becomes a bit of an issue, but at the same time... Yeah, B's a little easier to like rush in these situations. A, it's just so open. There's so many angles they can play it from. Alu wants to lead the charge. He has the op. He's already spotted from down below. He's aware of where that came from. He just can't do anything with it when they come around the corner because they're desperate for time. They're going to run out of it. 6 seconds. Alu already can't plant. I like he got the bomb. Good job. Yeah, probably should turn around and save the op, but hey, at least you get the bomb.
Yeah, I think he maybe misread it for 8 perhaps because there's no reason to get the bomb and fall back. Doesn't do anything for you. But
we saved it for the next round.
Yeah, exactly. Take it over. But
maybe he thought they get 2. If I save this bomb, guys, we'll get another one as well.
It's World Edit looking like he's not so cagey anymore. That was something that was really concerned about that first half. He's getting his confidence up. He's taking duels. He isn't completely frightened of Alu on the other side, and they've got a full eco against him as well. They're going to hit double digits. They could actually pull this one back. Gutting if ENCE gave up this sort of lead. There's X7 with the Glock. Gives up the fact they're pretty much full eco here. Waylander with the secondary orb now. Both of those players, well at it, and himself so quiet in the first half, and those eco frags will be valuable for them just to get their heads back in the game. As Quick will find 2. Well, Sergey will help him out a little bit with a kill, but that's obviously very unlucky. Probably did like 3 damage to his teammate. But there we have it. Double digits, 14-10. Winstrike are actually on their feet for the first time since the pistol round, I would say.
This scoreline is circumstantial to Counter-Strike in so many ways. It was a dominant performance from ENCE. They haven't done a lot wrong to really deserve this game to be so close. What they did kind of have go against them was the 3-round pistol, 2 rounds to get to 5, and we said then now the momentum's not with them. This is exactly how it starts to get pulled back.
I think some questionable purchases as well. The Scout Galil round, that was, oh my goodness, let's get back to that later. X7 with a brutal spray down there. Sergey will back him up. This is map point they're looking for. Waylander.
No smoke though. Oh, aerial. Okay, now we switched over. I thought he found Waylander down below. Now the smoke's in place. I was a little bit concerned. I thought they might try and cross without covering off the AWP. As soon as he shoots one shot, though, they know where he is. He's only going to really have one crack at this, and they're even going to run boost Alexa. No, he might catch the booster and then turn. Oh, just got him clean, but both of them realized it. That would have been a moment of panic.
Yeah, that wasn't actually a perfectly executed strategy there. They were aiming to get both smokes down on the corner. I think one of the smokes was misthrown. Actually led to X7 getting a couple of kills and caused absolute pandemonium. But still, the run boost at the end, a lot of fun to watch there. And Waylander, even if he got one of those kills on the quick scope, he was going to be taken down either way. So there it is, map point obtained, and we move forward. ENCE will just need one more round to pick up the map pick of Winstrike. Timeout called. Last one for Winstrike here. Their money's pretty good. They won a lot of rounds in a row. They have an orb. They have 3 orgs. Actually, I beg your pardon, 2 orgs, 1 M4, and a FAMAS. They have no kits so far. They can't afford one of those. They're actually very limited in utility. This was the run boost attempt. As soon as it happens, oh, they actually stayed on each other's head when they got their kill. I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, both of them just systematically were like, right, forget the boost kill.
Yes.
Kill
Run
him
forward, and they actually maintained on each other's heads with full accuracy. It's pretty funny.
Pub Masters.
Indeed. Not many of the kids will know what that is anymore, but
look it up on YouTube.
It's on there.
There's something that the kids can do that we couldn't. We had to watch Pub Masters by downloading it through Winamp.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever, and playing it through Winamp.
Look at 300 meg file. I mean, that took like 2 days for me to download just to watch that.
We're old, all right?
Yeah. Old but beautiful.
I probably have some kids in chat by now.
I guess, maybe. You never know. There's no way of knowing.
Aerial. Gonna work in with the AK-47. It's Norbert that's still sitting, if I'm not mistaken, toward the door. No, excuse me, he's maybe inside the B site. By the door, it's Waylander that can swing and cover off mid and be a little bit careful about doing so. So World Edit, you're right. He certainly is feeling the op again now because he's back onto it.
Well, good news. He came alive, at least towards the end of this map. It means the second map, we can actually hope to see a bit more from him. It was first half was disastrous. So was that flashbang as they get away with it. No CD presence, so getting a little sloppier as the game continues. ENCE, though, one more round will do it. This could be it. 35 seconds, World Edit. Hit most of his shots here in the second half. Flashed off, has to fall back. Or in the bomb site now. Vulnerable, though, as Boomage will find the first kill. That's Sergey going down towards long. I think he actually pushed the long doors there. X7 pulls one back and World Edit. He's been good in this second half. He really will be tested now. He'll have many targets in front of him and has to hit at least one. There it is. Alu goes down. Great target to find. Has he got anything else left in the tank? Apparently not.
That answered that quite quickly. That's going to allow the bomb plant.
Jump.
Like Sim. Ooh, yes, double jump. But bomb went down beforehand. Seven's quite removed. He's going to try
No
to
kiss,
get
remember.
there. And you are absolutely right. He can play this. He's got a helmet. Doesn't have any utility. No smokes to go against him either, though. In fact, no Molotovs, no anything, no flashes. He's got clean shots. They've got to battle aggressively to keep him off. And they, okay, they get the shot. Norbert's got it. I was going to say, they don't have the third player on the platform. He could have got, if he had the first kill there, that was winnable.
Yeah, clean shots, definitely not, though. Yeah, he had an opportunity for the kill, but couldn't find the target. X7, the way he's been playing, you thought he would nail that first one and give himself a fighting chance. You can see they're not really cheering over on that side of the server. Quite quiet, actually. We'll see how this develops. They have reset ENCE technically here, but still a lot of work to do. Well, that it hits the all-important shot, takes Alu out of the equation, then the jumping shot afterwards was quite exciting. This moment here gets the dink, go for a second jump, why not? And they'll take an eco here. Bit of money invested in PD50s, some armor as well. Xbox smoke down, it's going to go short fast, and Waylander knows it, that's why he drops down the corner. Look how much like how much damage he's done with the Molotov.
Wow. It's like when you have to walk across the hot coals to get into a frat house.
Exactly like that.
I'm
not aware of that.
It's because you were part of a sorority instead. Quick with one. Sergey, the pistols are going to make this almost work. Low HP though at this range. 8K.
There's an orb.
Hello, Zevin. You're right. They've got a gun. It's a 2-on-2. No armor to play with. Except for Alexa, but he's got 7 HP. Doesn't matter with the op. Doesn't matter about the armor. They've closed it out on that alone. It's 16-11. Fantastic. As they rush down toward long after going through the flames. That's a frat house I want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's insane. They run all the way, threw up an incendiary, which was perfectly placed. It did like 180 damage across the 5 of them. They've got no armor, just speed in 50s, and somehow they make that work. I didn't think that Winstrike had it in them to bring that one back, even though they were getting close. It felt like it was just a matter of time. But they did have a convincing comeback in terms of getting individual skill up to par. The first half, it certainly wasn't. It was embarrassing how much Alu was styling on them. Every single round, there was an opening kill within 10 seconds. But World Edit coming online towards the end, that's promising. It doesn't mean this best of 3's over.
And you touched on it. There's a few purchase decisions that made it a little bit easier, but ultimately this was ENCE's game to lose. They were fantastic throughout. Alu was exceptional. You could almost say, Henry, it was easy for ENCE.
Some might say that. I've never heard that expression myself, but maybe we can make it a thing. Who knows? All we know is, Matthew, that's the first map complete. We'll take a break and be back with the desk, and we'll see you after that.